One minute, Cardi B was living like royalty, vacationing in a French castle with Stefon Diggs posting yacht photos and flexing her fairy tale. The next, every trace of him vanished from her Instagram. No more vacation pics, no romantic posts, nothing. Just silence. And just when fans started whispering breakup, Offset, Cardi's ex husband, jumped into the chaos like he never left. In a late night Instagram live, he smiled into the camera and said, "You can't get rid of me. I'm like cancer." Then doubled down with, "I'm harder than all you P." No names, no context, just perfectly timed shots fired. Now fans are asking, did Cardi dump Stefon Diggs and fall right back into Offset's orbit? Or is this something darker, an emotional spiral disguised as a power move? Because the next day, Cardi showed up to Paris Fashion Week with a live raven on her arm, claiming she could control it. But behind all the glam, something feels off. And what Cardi confessed on her next Instagram Live made everything 10 times messier. Word, she didn't post a breakup announcement or drop a cryptic quote. She just quietly went into her Instagram and erased Stefon Diggs from her timeline like he never existed. Every single trace gone. The yacht photos deleted, their French castle getaway gone. Even the flirty videos from their private moments disappeared without explanation. Fans noticed immediately, and the rumors took off like wildfire. Breakup, fight, was he cheating? Nobody knew for sure, but everyone had a theory. Despite the mass deletion, Cardi and Stefon still follow each other, which only made things more confusing. Was it a soft breakup, a temporary fallout, or was Cardi sending a message? At the same time, Diggs' Instagram told a different story. He kept a single picture of Cardi visible, but quietly removed everything else. No captions, no explanations, just silence, and a growing sense that something had gone seriously wrong. And while fans were still trying to figure it out, someone else made a move that changed everything. Just hours after Cardi's Instagram purge, Offset popped up on Instagram Live, smirking, confident, and clearly feeling himself. "You can't get rid of me. I'm like cancer," he said, staring straight into the camera. Then, without skipping a beat, added, "I'm harder than all you." He didn't mention Cardi, he didn't mention Diggs, but he didn't have to. The timing spoke louder than his words. Fans immediately linked his outburst to the breakup buzz surrounding Cardi and Stefon. Was he mocking the situation, marking his territory, or just feeding the fire for attention? To some, it sounded like a man who knew exactly what he was doing, taunting both Cardi and her rumored rebound. To others, it was proof that Offset had never truly let go. And whether Cardi wanted it or not, Offset had officially inserted himself into the narrative. The sequence of events was too precise to ignore. First, Cardi deletes every single photo of Stefon Diggs, including the glamorous shots from their luxury yacht, the moody black and white selfies, and even the over the top castle vacation in Paris. All gone. Then, almost immediately, Offset jumps on live acting, smug and unbothered, delivering a few choice words that feel like a direct hit. Meanwhile, Stefon Diggs stays completely silent, but quietly starts cleaning up his own page. Most of his Cardi related content disappears, except for one photo that, oddly enough, remains. No caption, no context, just a digital breadcrumb left behind. Fans began dissecting everything. Who deleted what first? Was it mutual? Was it messy? And what does it mean that Stefon kept one picture while Cardi wiped it all? Some saw it as a final power play. Others thought it meant the relationship was real, but it had crashed hard and fast. But while everyone was busy scrolling through timelines and decoding messages, Cardi made her next move, one that left Paris stunned and the internet speechless. If Cardi B wanted to shift the narrative, she did it with feathers and flair. On Monday, July 7th, just as the breakup rumors were reaching full boil, Cardi arrived at the Schiaparelli Haute Couture Fall Winter 2025 to 2026 show in Paris, looking like she stepped out of a fashion fantasy. But it wasn't the dress that grabbed everyone's attention. It was the live raven perched calmly on her arm. Yes, a real raven, not a prop, not a sculpture, a living, breathing bird with glossy black feathers and an eerie calmness as if it knew the spotlight was meant for both of them. Cardi didn't flinch. She looked dead into the cameras and said the raven was her friend, that she could control it, that it was friendly. The fashion world gasped, the internet exploded, and suddenly everyone forgot momentarily that Cardi had just erased a man from her life hours earlier. Some fans called it iconic, others called it unhinged, but one thing was clear. Cardi was turning heartbreak into high fashion and maybe hiding the hurt behind couture and theatrics, because behind the glam, something still felt deeply off. And just a few hours later, she would go live and let it all pour out. Not long after her headline stealing appearance in Paris, Cardi B went live on Instagram, and the energy was completely different. Gone was the composed fashion icon. What fans got instead was a scattered, emotional Cardi who couldn't finish a sentence without trailing off, laughing nervously, or catching herself mid thought. She started by talking about her album box sets, but couldn't stay on topic. Then came the line that had everyone rewinding. That D got me messed up. I can't even talk straight. It was raw, it was real, and it was messy. She rambled about her schedule, the merch drops, and future plans, but it all felt disjointed, like she was struggling to focus through a fog of emotions. Her voice cracked. She slurred words. At one point, she even paused and said she couldn't think. It wasn't the Cardi B fans were used to, commanding, sharp, and funny. This Cardi seemed lost, like she was trying to hold it together while unraveling in front of thousands of viewers. And what she said next shifted the conversation completely, from celebrity drama to emotional survival. In the middle of her chaotic live stream, Cardi took a deep breath, looked into the camera, and dropped the performance. The music talk stopped, the merch talk ended. What came next felt like a cry from the heart. If you're going through a breakup, if you're dealing with baby daddy drama, if your heart is broken, go outside with your friends. It wasn't rehearsed, it wasn't slick, it was personal. She opened up about her friend Star, now locked up, who gave her one last piece of advice. Go outside, go out with your girls, don't sit in the house and fall apart. Cardi said that's exactly what she did. She kept going out. And at first, nobody said anything, but then people started whispering, why is she out so much? She's a mom. She's supposed to be grieving. But Cardi didn't care. My friends were healing me, she said. She admitted there were nights she stayed home completely alone and felt swallowed by anxiety, just like the end of Adele's My Little Love, where the artist quietly confesses her loneliness in a voice note. That was Cardi, barely hanging on, surrounded by success, but drowning in isolation. She wasn't doing things to escape. She wasn't partying for attention. She was desperately trying not to fall apart. And in that moment, her fans didn't see a superstar. They saw a woman just trying to breathe through the pain. As Cardi kept talking, one thing became clear. This wasn't just about a breakup, it was about something deeper. I don't think I was heartbroken, she admitted. I just felt really alone. That simple confession hit harder than any tweet or Instagram post. Cardi wasn't crying over Stefon Diggs. She was mourning the silence, the emptiness, the way you can be famous, wealthy, and admired and still feel like no one really sees you. She described how she could be in the middle of a packed club, laughing one minute, then suddenly freezing up. Her mind would drift, the music would fade, and she'd be stuck in her thoughts, feeling like she had nobody to talk to. From the outside, it looked like another celebrity love triangle. Cardi B drops Stefon Diggs. Offset slides back in with cryptic commentary, and the internet runs wild with theories. But the closer you look, the messier it gets, and not in a cute tabloid way. Offset calling himself cancer and boasting about being harder than all you wasn't just petty, it felt possessive, like a man who refuses to be erased no matter how far removed he is from Cardi's current life. Meanwhile, Stefon Diggs stays quiet, silent, but strategic. One photo remains, everything else deleted. No response, no drama, just absence. And then there's Cardi swinging between luxury fashion shows with ravens on her arm and IG lives where she's slurring, scattered, and bearing her loneliness like a wound she can't hide anymore. At this point, fans are no longer asking who's dating who. They're asking, is Cardi okay? Because it's starting to feel like this isn't just about romance, it's about a woman trying to hold herself together while the world watches her unravel one deleted post, one live stream, one whispered confession at a time. In just a matter of days, Cardi B went from flaunting fairy tale love to wiping a man off her timeline, watching her ex resurface with unsettling words and breaking down on camera while clutching at pieces of herself. She tried to distract the world with couture and chaos, showing up at Paris Fashion Week with a raven on her arm, claiming control. But beneath the glam, the cracks were showing. Offset's words felt like a warning. Diggs' silence spoke volumes, and Cardi's unraveling, live stream by live stream, left fans wondering if all the drama is just surface level noise or if something much heavier is going on behind the scenes. Because in Hollywood, silence can scream. And when the fashion fades and the live stream ends, what's left is a woman trying not to fall apart. So now the question isn't just who's she with, it's is she okay?